Episode cuatro, mis amigos. Last time we had technical problems. I'm not sure why, but it's something that happened with Steam in general because, or maybe my computer. I'm not sure, because I played another game yesterday and the same thing happened. Last time we died twice to these Arachnos people, but this time we're going to show them who's boss. Number one objective, get a better weapon and get a better shield. Because I haven't been paying attention to the drops, and we need something better for sure. So we're going to keep our eyes open, and hopefully we're not going to die as often. Because this is ridiculous. Like, anyone who's actually played this game knows that I'm way behind with damage. Okay, here's a quest. There's an imp. We're not gonna... I don't know, I'm getting lazy or something, but when you play the game, listen to the dialogue, it's worth it. I ate a Nutella sandwich today again, because for luck, so I'm feeling pretty lucky today. And later on, I'm gonna eat Nutella pancakes, which again I haven't eaten in such a long time. I'm just giving myself all the freedom to eat whatever I want, practically. All the things I craved when I was in the hospital. Oh my god, we leveled up. Perfect. We're level 8 now. Marcus is the only guy that that voted, so we're gonna go with runes. There, it's done. I don't know what these things do. This basically, every strike you land pushes your mind further into an ecstatic state. Very nice. Increasing the force of all magical abilities. No. Rune word feather. This basic engraving reduces the weight of a weapon or shield, letting one wield you. This is pretty good. Rune of life. Cast the rune of life on yourself and eyes to protect against dark magics. This increases movement speed. We're gonna go with this. I think this guy is a mage, is more of a mage than a warrior. I mean, why do I need intel? Oh well, total damage, that's pretty good. Now we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with one of these, and we're gonna go with this. I want to finish this as quickly as possible. And now what you do is you replace this with rune weapon, and supposedly now all of our attacks have this, should have an effect. And we see it on the guy. That's actually pretty cool. That looks kind of cool. I like that. That looks cool. It's not like overwhelming, you know? Like other sort of... Let's see if this has anything good. No. These guys actually drop something which is pretty cool. These guys drop a full rare green armor, which is called Arachnos, something poison, or like I don't remember. Special armor that is actually really sought after because it's really good for rogues, and they drop this really good dagger, which is a piece of claw. I like small details like that, like you grab the claw of this spider thingy and use it as a weapon. I just think it's super cool. The videos have been starting to get, they start to get traction, which is really good. Oh, I forgot to put a time. Damn it. I'm gonna calculate 5 minutes past. Yeah, more and more views. Not so many comments, but that's all right. Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I made an Instagram page, which has 1 follower, and and people, at least my friends, said that they liked the content. So I'm going to keep doing this because I'm having a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just, it keeps me active. So I'm pretty happy. Plus, I made a new banner. I don't know if you saw it, like the channel art. If you go into the channel, the YouTube channel, you're going to see it. And I had fun making the banner too. I was like, oh, look at me, look at the little designer. I was really proud. I thought it looked good. But yeah. Today, I was thinking, many of my friends actually hate this game, or they don't like it that much. For example, I don't know, my girlfriend said she didn't like it, and it's true. Like, this is a very repetitive game. But maybe you might like the commentary I make. So I was thinking, today I'm going to talk about what happened afterwards, like starting off from yesterday. Damn it. So yesterday we talked about how I was diagnosed. Well, I wasn't diagnosed yet, but like I went to the hospital limping because I was limping. Like I could barely walk when I got there. And the doctors, some of the doctors in the hospital immediately knew what was going on. I'm gonna put some. Hold on just a sec. This is probably better. Yes. Yes. So yeah, I got there. I got to the hematologist, and they ran another test, and they took some bone marrow from my hip. Now this is the thing, it doesn't actually hurt that much. Like, it sounds worse than it is. Plus I was in a state where like I could barely understand what was going on anymore, so I didn't really feel much. But sometimes, I'm just gonna say, sometimes it's better not to know exactly what they're doing to you, just because the psychological torment of just the thought of what they're doing is enough to make you freak out. And I'm glad I didn't ask how big is the needle and things like that. I don't need to know that. But let's just say, if you put it in words, it sounds terrible. What, removing bone marrow from your hip, but it's not that bad. Like, in my experience, it's not that bad. So yeah, they took some bone marrow and they ran some tests, and they gave me blood because I was like passing out. Now there's a whole story behind the blood. So remember I told you how when they took out blood sample from me, I told you that it was kind of brown. That's because there was no hemoglobin, no oxygen in my blood. Well, very little oxygen, for the reasons of my disease. There was no oxygen, so of course it's not that red. And so they had to give me blood, because otherwise, no oxygen going to the brain and you're going to start passing out. So they gave me blood, and I remember they didn't even prepare me or anything. They just stabbed me with a needle and got a big bag of blood and like hung it there next to me, and I was just sitting there on a chair. One of the doctors was looking at me, making sure I didn't like fall off or something. And I swear to God, the moment the red liquid went through the tube and touched my arm and went into my vein, I felt the biggest high, the most intense high you could ever imagine. It was just pure euphoria. I felt like a pulse going through my whole body instantly, just one pulse. My eyes sort of went back. It was really like a very powerful feeling, and I remember for maybe 3 minutes, it could have been 1. I mean, for all I know, maybe this happened in like 3 seconds, but like I couldn't stop laughing. And I remember that the doctor like looked at me in shock, like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And I'm not surprised, because I was laughing like a maniac, like full-on Joker laugh. It was very intense, and I'm pretty sure what I got was an oxygen high. Very powerful oxygen high, because I felt it in my brain and in my whole body. Oh man. Anyway, obviously I needed blood, because my body recognized the difference immediately. And yeah, so 3 minutes or 1 minute pass, and I'm already much more lucid, much more aware of what's going on. And I asked the doctor, hey, what the hell's going on with my body? And she asked me, what's your job? Like, what do you work as? And did you go to university or anything like that? And I'm like, I'm an agricultural engineer. I went to so-and-so university. Can you please just answer the question? I wasn't being aggressive. I wasn't trying to be aggressive. I know when someone is preparing me for like big news. I can tell. And she was preparing me, like trying to make sure that I had the psych profile to like accept what was going on. And she said, you know what, then I'm going to tell you like straightforward, you probably have leukemia. And I'm like, that's cancer. And she's like, yeah, that's cancer of the blood. Actually, it's cancer of the bone marrow. It depends on which one you have. We don't know if 100% if you've got this, but like from what I see, like the evidence is clear. At least to her, it was clear. And I'm like, first of all, thanks for telling me. Like, being straightforward to me is like the best respect you can give me. And she's like, well, I had a feeling you're going to be able to handle it, so that's the truth. You know, you're going through this and that. And yeah, so like this is going to be a whole process. Like, first of all, we have to confirm with the bone marrow test that everything that it is in fact what we're telling you. And we're also going to have to confirm what kind of leukemia you've got, if you've got leukemia. But until then, you know, you're stuck here in the hospital. I'm sorry, but you can't leave, or you can, but like it's dangerous. Like this will cost you your life if you leave. We can't just keep giving you blood transfusions. Back then, I didn't know exactly what leukemia was. I just knew that it was bad. And I'm like, I knew that there was two kinds of leukemia, the chronic and the acute. And she's like, we don't know which one it is. Probably it's the acute one, and it was acute leukemia, which is the one that you either survive or you die. The chronic one you can treat with a special pill, special treatment that you live with for the rest of your life, but you're pretty much like living a normal life, except you have to take the pill. With the acute one, of course, depending on many factors, but usually, you know, it's life or death. So she's like, I have a feeling it's this, so we're gonna put you in the hospital. And I'm like, man, like I've got a bunch of things I gotta do first, like. And she's like, man, like this is serious. You're gonna have to stay here. And so I'm like, okay, but do I have to tell my parents? Sounds so stupid, I know, but I didn't want to like freak my mom out and my dad and my brother. And I'm like, oh man, like I was like, don't make me call them. And she's like, you should call them, because this is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a fight. This isn't just something that you treat with paracetamol or something like that. And so I had to make the toughest call of my life. The doctors there were super kind. They were right next to me. And I was like, at first I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I'm in the hospital again. And she's like, God damn it. Why are you in the hospital again? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh, I just remember the phone call. Like, I've been in the hospital more times than anyone else in my family, not because of diseases, but I just can't get out of, like, I keep getting into trouble. Like when I lived in Bulgaria, I'd get into fights all the time, or when I was a kid, I don't know, I'd like run around climbing things, and I'd always get into trouble. So I called my mom, like, I'm in the hospital again, I'm sorry. And she's like, what happened? And I'm like, well, this time it's not that I got into trouble, it's that something's going on with my body. And she's like quiet, she stays quiet. She's like, what's happening? And I'm like, well, we don't know yet for sure, but it looks like it's going to be pretty bad. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go to the hospital immediately. Which hospital is it? And I'm like, okay, I just don't know how you're going to find me. She's like, don't worry. And the doctors were like, we're going to get you an emergency bed. You're going to be comfortable. We're not going to do anything today anymore. Like, just the extraction of the bone marrow is enough. We're going to just do some tests with everything that we've extracted, the samples and everything. And once we're done with that, like, we're going to see how we continue. They were super professional. These guys really made me like not freak out. And so yeah, they gave me a bed. I think they gave me extra blood because I was actually, I was doing really bad. And I was feeling great. Like, my heart rate went down immediately. I was feeling much more lucid, much more aware. And slowly, one by one, all these people that I told started appearing in my room. It was really sweet. Like, my friends, like, I don't even know how some of them found out, but my landlord even contacted me, and he's like, dude, you know what? Forget about everything. I'll take care of it. He was so kind. He's a really good friend of mine. Like, if you get a friend that's your landlord and you don't mix business and pleasure, and you always pay your bills, having a friend as a landlord is just, I'm telling you, I had no problems. So yeah, that's when I was sort of diagnosed. It wasn't official, and the doctors were very careful not to tell me it's this for sure until the tests were done, which took maybe 2 or 3 days. What they failed to tell me was that leukemia is one of those things that are actually you can cure it. But I didn't know that, and it would take days for anyone to tell me, hey, there's a cure for this. It's kind of cheating. It's not exactly a cure to leukemia, but there's like a runaround that you can do, which is what we call a bone marrow transplant, which is what I had to do. So as I said, that's just one little bit of luck that I had. In any case, that's the story of basically how they got me in to the hospital, and it really was the last second, and I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very, very fortunate. And then that phone call was just terrible. But props to Mom. She handled the news. Like, I'm sure she cried her eyes out later, but she showed no weakness when I was telling her, and when the doctors talked to her later. She's a very, very strong woman. And that's another reason I'm very fortunate. By the way, did you notice all these zombies? What I was killing there is something called a hero monster. The hero monsters give you more XP, and sometimes they drop better stuff, but they also have special abilities, and they're a priority target. So like, I was there killing zombies like an idiot when I could have been killing that guy, because this guy summons infinite zombies, so always kill the main guy first and then take care of his lackeys. Look at the amount of bodies I left behind. Falcor is feeling definitely much stronger today. Still, this place is way beyond my level. Like if you look at the levels, this is level 9, 14. Anyway, we've got plenty of time. So I'm not going to pick up all these yellows, but I am going to be keeping an eye out for weapons because, again, that's what we're looking for. And a good shield. Sorry. My girlfriend was like, "Could you stop burping on the goddamn stream?" And I'm like, "I'm not streaming, but yeah, I know what you mean." She's right. It's so it's just bad manners. How many of these frickin' zombies are there? Hold on. Okay, so I just want to explain something quickly about Titan Quest. This isn't usually how you play this game, okay? Like, I don't know, we're distracted. Falcor is not exactly the brightest guy in the world. He's not the sharpest tool either, apparently. But usually, you push through these things pretty easily. Like, this dungeon shouldn't be this complicated. But we're gonna get stronger with time. Especially when we start using blues and more greens. We're not having too much luck with the drops. We only have 2 blues. This one and this one here. And this doesn't count. So we're not having too much luck. And usually what happens is the first character is always super duper weak. And then as you make more characters and you get more drops and you transfer the blues, you get much stronger. But yeah, I'm hoping that over time we adapt, and once we get more skills and better items, you're gonna see how we push through much easier. Like you see, like it's all health potions, not really getting any good drops here. I actually think that I'm convinced that the drop rates were changed with every expansion, because some things are dropping way more often and some things are dropping way more infrequently. I was talking to a friend of mine who's helping me with this YouTube videos thing, and he's like, he's really smart with these things. He's like, you should make clear what subject you're going to be talking about pretty early in the video. The thing is that I get distracted. But I'm going to try to keep, like, every video has at least one subject of interest that has to do with my life. Like, I know, for example, why would I make it so dual? Why don't I just talk about Titan Quest? First of all, Titan Quest is very repetitive, and I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm basically an autopilot here. I'm just clicking and killing things. So that makes it ideal for talking about anything else but Titan Quest. And another reason is, many of my friends who watched these videos, they're not gamers. And like, for example, I have 2 friends, both of them called Nikki, right? I have 2 Nikki friends. One of them works in fashion. One of them is a total nerd that that has like a really good social media account, and she's really creative, and she's a total gamer. Guess which one's going to be paying attention to the game, and guess which one's going to be paying more attention to maybe my life stories. So I'm trying to feed both audiences here, but I think it's a good combination. Honestly, now I think about it, both Nikki's probably, if they're gonna watch this, or if they've watched this, they're probably watching it for my commentaries more than Titan Quest, because this game is very niche. It's not made for everyone. Sorry, Nikki and Nikki, but this is made for the strong. You have to be tough, like Falcor. Falcor's been owning it recently. I got a pretty good response from from people and what they think about the name. Go Falcor. Falcor is the kind of name that you make up when you're a kid because it sounds cool, and then you make a game. You make a character in a game, and like your inner childhood comes back, and you're like Falcor. That's why I like this name so much. And there's an episode of South Park where they use the name Falcor, where one of the characters makes a World of Warcraft account, and I just thought like every guy that watched that episode related to that Falcor moment. And so I'm copying them now. I thought it was like such a good feeling that they gave me, so I'm gonna give them this feeling too. So yeah, we're just making our way through Arcadia. Apparently this place is called Arcadia. You can see it up there. These places are real, by the way. Megara coast actually exists in Greece. We're heading there. I don't know. Megara coast isn't that far away, but we're taking our sweet frickin' time getting there. By the way, if you can, like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. So I'm guessing it basically it differentiates between junk videos on YouTube that I think YouTube just naturally ignores, and videos that are actually content. Not saying this is good content. This is the best content. But define content, okay? I'm playing Titan Quest. I'm playing Titan Quest talking about, things that happen in hospitals. Oh yeah. We didn't get any blues. I'm sure we're not going to get any blues because we're killing things that don't actually wear armor. Like, this is the thing with Titan Quest. You will only, like, these harpies don't wear armor. I think they only wear rings. So you're only going to get drops from monsters. You're only going to get armor, for example, from monsters that actually can wear armor. So like skeletons, satyrs, things like that. Oh my god, I hope we have time. We have 2 minutes. I don't think we can make it. Well, no. We're going to leave it here. It's a short episode today. Very simple episode. Yeah, and next episode, my plan is to tell you about the diagnosis and what happened. So, like, what exactly is this thing that I had? So, if you're interested, watch the next episode. Also, we're going to see if Falcor gets any more blues. Because he looks pretty stupid right now. Like, look at this guy. And hopefully we're going to get to level 10. We're going to put this on. We're going to put this on. And with that, we're done. We're going to choose 3 skills. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. That's end of episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. And see you in the next one in a couple of days. Bye.